Welcome guys to my FPL Gameweek 11 team selection. In this video we're going to take a look at how my team fared in Gameweek 10 and then look at how my team has shaped up ahead of the deadline going into Gameweek 11. This video is brought to you by myself, FPL.CARNAGE, in association with GW11. So let's get right into it guys. In Gameweek 10, I scored a total of 51 points, but I took a point hit. So that's 47 points in total in Gameweek 10. I had Kelleher in goal, 3 points from him. Unfortunately, they considered the early goal to Brighton, but they managed to come back to win the game 2-1. Had Robinson, didn't keep a clean sheet, but got the late winning assist for Fulham against Brentford that saw them, get a late match winner. In that game, I had Saliba 2 points, lost the game against Newcastle's early, kickoff. This is the issue I have with early kickoffs, by the way. I usually I try as much as possible not to even captain or have players that play in early kickoffs, but you can't control it at times. It could go either way. But yeah, 2 points from Fives as well. In the game against Ipswich was a 1-1 draw. Mbuemo, 3 points, didn't really get anything, in the game against Fulham. Although he got subbed off before they conceded their goal. So he got clean sheet points, 3 points. Rogers scored the first goal of the game against Tottenham, got subbed off but returned a 9 pointer. Really, really great return for Rogers so far in previous weeks. Buonanotte, 1 point from him. Mohamed Salah, my captain, got the winning goal. Fantastic goal, by the way, against Brighton. Got a few bonus points as well. Returned 18 points. Cole Palmer, 3 points for him in the game against Manchester United. Didn't really produce any attacking return, but managed to get on the bonus point system in that game. Delap, 2 points, no return against Leicester. Haaland, been really, really disappointing for the past 3 weeks. Hasn't had a return. Has just not looked himself in recent games. But 2 points from him. Lost the game against Bournemouth over the weekend. Had so many chances to get, points in that game. Missed a few sitters as well. But yeah, 2 points from him. So 47 points all out, some green arrows, here and there, but a lot of positives were back finally after back to back to back red arrows. So yeah, let's just go right into what my team is looking like going into game week 11. So going into game week 11, Allison is still not back for Liverpool, so I still have Kelleher in my goal. They're hosting Aston Villa. I think Liverpool are still the best defensive side in the league. Yes, they have been conceding a few clumsy goals, some few early goals as well, but Villa haven't looked so sharp. They haven't looked so sharp, right? They lost the game against Tottenham over the weekend, and they lost their midweek game to Club Brugge in the Champions League. Liverpool have just been flying high. Konate is back. They have a fully fit squad. Their defense well rested as well. I don't want to say I bank on them getting a clean sheet in this game, but Kelleher should be able to return something from this game. Robinson going away to Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace haven't been the best defensively so far, but they look to be getting, trying to regain their rhythm, although they have a few key players out. But I see a potential attacking return for Robinson in this game. Saliba going away to Chelsea. This game really, really could go either way. Although Timber is back, but they're going to be missing the likes of Declan Rice, you know, in that defensive midfield position. Chelsea have really, really looked great this season. They played an 8-0 game against Noah in the Conference League. I do see Arsenal conceding if I'm being fair in this game. Saliba hasn't really shown a lot of prospects in terms of attacking returns, so I don't know that I'm expecting him to, bring back a potential attacking return, but who knows? Faiz going away to Manchester United. We saw them, play 5-2 in the Carabao Cup 2 weeks ago. Honestly, he's just there as a placeholder. I'm not going to be making any moves to take him out or to, find a replacement for him for this game week. So he's just there. I'm not really expecting much from him anyways, but, he has the attacking threat from set pieces. So something may just come off it from the Manchester United game. In my midfield, I have Mbuemo hosting Bournemouth. Mbuemo has, returned in all his 5 home games so far this season, of which he has produced two double-figure hauls. It's a really, really great game for him. He has a decent record against Bournemouth, scoring two goals and assisting one in his last four meetings against them. So it's a really, really great game, for him. I have him in my team. Rogers going away to Liverpool. It's a really, really tricky one having Rogers, right? Because Liverpool, like I said, have been really great defensively, but where they do have defensive lapses, I do think Rogers has the ability to exploit the weaknesses that they have in that defense and, to possibly give, some good passes to Watkins to possibly, get some potential returns in the bank. So I'm going to be starting Rogers in my FPL team. I also have Buonanotte going away to Manchester United. Manchester United haven't really been the best when it comes to, keeping clean sheets. They've conceded a lot of goals so far this season. Leicester aren't the best side attacking wise, but Buonanotte has a lot of attacking threat when he plays for Leicester City. So he's going to be the third midfielder in my attack. I have Mohamed Salah, which is I'm looking at my possible captain option going into this week. He has a really great record against Aston Villa. Aston Villa have been terrible defensively. I don't even think they've kept a clean sheet this season. Salah has just been really, really great. Been returning back to back to back to back. I think he's a really great shout for captaincy options this week. So he's going to be my fourth midfielder. And then finally, I have Cole Palmer. Maresca dropped some, hints on whether on Palmer's availability for the Arsenal game. Just depends on how much, he's able to train before the game. But yeah, they're gonna make the final decision. So I think it's really a hold for me for Cole Palmer going into the Arsenal game. They missed him last season when they played. They went away to the Emirates. They got thrashed 5-0. Chelsea are a much better side now, though. I do feel like they would need Palmer in this game for, more stability in the midfield and all of that. So yeah, Palmer is my fifth midfielder. I'm up in attack. I have Erling Haaland going away to Brighton. He has a slightly decent record against them, although Brighton tend to concede a lot of goals here and there. Haaland hasn't looked so sharp, and I feel like it's because of the lack of, there's no creativity in the Manchester City team right now. They just look like they lack confidence, and it's rubbing off on him as well. He has just been off his game. Even in Champions League, he missed a penalty. But if there's anyone that is due a bounce back, I think it's Erling Haaland. He's going to remain in my team going into this game week. I do fancy him to get something out of this game, if I'm being very honest. I am also considering him for my captaincy. So, you know, he's going to be my first striker. And then my second striker is definitely going to be Delap, right? Delap, I don't really know. He's going away to Tottenham. Tottenham have been conceding, here and there. But, and in the absence of Van de Ven, really, I do see, because they have Van de Ven out, Romero may or may not start the game. So you have the likes of Dragusin and Ben Davies starting that game. I think it's a game that Delap may capitalize on. I do see him getting something out of that game. But yeah, this is how my team is shaped up to look. Currently, my captain armband is on Mohamed Salah. I have a few potential transfer prospects. I would want, because I have about 2.9 million in my bank since I sold Saka. I'm thinking of getting a Tottenham asset, and I fancy Son going into this game week. But I have my problem with the Son transfer is that he has been getting subbed off way too early in games. We saw it happen in the game over the weekend. We saw it happen in the Europa League game. And all the FPL managers are hoping that, okay, maybe it's just trying to get him back up to speed because of the injury that he was, like, he was out injured. So I'm a bit skeptical about bringing him in. I feel like if he does get enough minutes in that Ipswich game, he's due a massive haul. Cunha is another one I'm actually looking at. That game at home to Southampton looks like one that, a potential massive haul incoming. He's on penalty duties. He's nailed on minutes as well. Although there's Strand Larson that is, better budget value, but I do prefer Cunha. And then you have the likes of Semenyo for Bournemouth as well. The Brentford side haven't, kept a clean sheet this whole season. Semenyo has been on really great form for Bournemouth as well. So I do feel like it's going to be a goal thriller in that game. So these are just potential transfer prospects that I have in mind. I haven't quite settled, but I know that I'm going to be bringing in a Tottenham assets. because I don't, it's between Heung-min Son or Brennan Johnson at the moment. Solanke is also a really good shout, but I do feel like I want to go Cunha in attack, right? Or possibly I go for Heung-min Son, right? I just take the risk and go Heung-min Son because high risk, high reward. I do believe that if Son gets enough minutes, he will get a haul against Ipswich Town, right? Another great shout is the Manchester United assets. I do think that they're flying under the radar at the moment. They have great fixtures coming. They have Leicester at home, Ipswich away, and Everton at home. With the new style, manager and everything, they've been playing really, really well. I think Garnacho and Bruno Fernandes are good shouts going into this week and for like the next 3 game weeks. So yeah, these are a few targets I have in mind. I will make my decision before the deadline. But yeah, currently captain armband, like I said, is on Mohamed Salah, vice captain on Erling Haaland. So this is what my team looks like going into the game. Will make my decisions, waiting for possible team leaks and all of that before I finalize my transfers ahead of the deadline. Don't forget, guys, deadline is a little bit later tomorrow at 2:30. Don't forget to set your teams. Stay tuned for the next FPL video. Once again, this video is brought to you by myself, FPL Carnage, in association with GW11. Thanks for watching, guys.